Alan Dunn here, just going to go through some back squat technique. I'm going to base this around Stuart Yule's recommendations, courtesy of the UK SCA. Very good article called The Back Squat if anyone wants to have a read of it. He goes through in very good detail, just generally really an overview of the back squat, some technical issues, some fixes people might have for it, and then just different recommendations as well for the setup and execution and end position as well, and various kind of fixes and variations and solutions that he finds helpful for that. This video is from, I suppose, the first time I had done a back squat in a good while. It's not an exercise that I'd be priding myself on, that's for sure anyway, but nevertheless I give it a go here. So even with the weightlifting shoes on, you can see that my knee isn't driving forward in the sagittal plane enough. I have a lot of external rotation, particularly on the right side of my foot, which is down to hip mobility restrictions. I'm struggling to get to parallel there, so any deeper I certainly wouldn't have been able to do at this point. Just pausing it here, even with weightlifting shoes on, though my knee isn't coming too far out over my toe there, and that's a definite ankle mobility, Achilles tendon issue there, and it's the same on the other side as well. So one thing I would be happy enough with this general back squat is that I tend to break from my hips first of all, and that's something that I would have worked on with goblet squats and other variations of the squat. But just from even this analysis here, it is very clear to see that ankle mobility and also thoracic mobility would be another thing, trying to maintain the integrity of the spine. You can see the lumbar spine comes into a small bit of flexion there, and that's really coming down to not being able to maintain a good, strong, rigid upper back. So I'll just move on to the next video. So here we are with the next video. This is just 40 kg on the bar, just so it's easy to move around. So I do 3 different views with this just to give a different kind of perspective. It would have been handy to have someone actually there to video me, but I just tried to make do what I had. So I'm just going to skim through it here and play in normal time. So again, I'm very reluctant to turn that right foot in the way. I'm very externally rotated, particularly on the right foot there. Nevertheless, it's a fairly decent back squat I get there. And moving on to the side view, again trying to break from the hips first, sitting down into it. From this view then there was an improvement, I suppose. That's a rough angle there, but my knee is coming well over my toe there, so just even from looking at myself doing that's something that I knew straight away, and it's not necessarily, I suppose, a restriction here that I've worked on it now, but it's more just a technique issue. And then one last view from the front, and really trying to keep my chest high in this position, taking a good nice deep breath in, breaking from the hips again, sitting back, but I do tend to come forward a small bit. I'm happy that there's no valgus drive of the knee, I suppose. Didn't want any valgus positioning coming in there, so I'm happy enough with that. Again, it's only 40 kg, so it's nothing too hectic, but nevertheless it's a decent starting point. So second last video here, just going to go through it. Probably technique has improved a small bit, and then the last video is probably the best technique of them all. Only 40 kg on the bar here again, so trying to really get technique proper. One thing I'm happy with here is that my hips seem to be coming up at the same time as the bar, so I'm not turning it into kind of like a butchered good morning drill or anything like that. I feel that I'm driving through my legs fairly well there. I'm not feeling it anywhere else, not in the back or anything like that. I'm maintaining decent integrity. There is a small bit of lumbar flexion there, but I feel myself this is probably of an acceptable level, but it's just down to more mobility restrictions that I'm feeling myself. So just going to go through it nice and slow. And again, breaking from the hips, which I'm happy with, driving the knee out over the toe, sitting down, getting just beyond parallel, I suppose. I'd be happy enough with parallel, but getting deeper enough all the time, and a decent drive up as well, trying to drive through my heels as well. That's that one. So moving on to the last one then. Okay, and the final video here is going to be again just at the back squat, just at a 45-degree angle, so it's going to allow me to just explain things a bit better. So the setup with it is going to try and aim to have the bar around the C7, so on the upper traps and delts is ideal. I felt better in this position with the high bar squat. Low bar definitely doesn't feel, I don't feel that I don't or have enough upper back strength at this stage to effectively do this exercise with heavy weight, so I've just stuck here with 40 kg again. I'm trying to keep my elbows in underneath the bar. That doesn't go too well with this, as you'll see when I play through it normal. So I want to try and keep my elbows a small bit more more underneath the bar, so kind of more in this position rather than splaying out like that. Otherwise the bar of course will tend to come forward like that, which leads to loss of integrity in around the lumbar spine and also the thoracic spine mainly too as a result. I'm getting fairly good depth in this though. That being said, my knees are coming out well over my toe there and getting down to parallel and coming back up, and feeling fairly good on these as well. As the weight goes up, I'm going to have to iron out these problems that I can see apparent here. I'm keeping the bar nice and level though, so there is good distribution between either side. And on the way back up, I'm getting a good drive as well, so it's not the bar isn't coming forward with this particular weight, and I'm feeling it very much so in the legs over anywhere else.